We pay our council rates for a reason, right? Well, these families say their properties flood every time it rains. They can't get a gutter or a decent drain, and now claim their homes are sinking.
It's not every day you see someone with a plunger in their living room.
When this thing fills up, I've just got to get a broom and broom the water out the house.
And yes, we're standing on cement.
We had carpet to start with, and it all got ruined, so I ripped that all up. The tiles put back in here. Another lot of water come through, buggered all the tiles.
It's a good day because we can walk through Mark's house without getting wet or a zap.
So this power point here works. So I've got to run that lead over in there, through here. The kettle's out there. If I put the kettle and toaster together, it trips the whole house out.
Right.
So this runs through here.
And eventually leads us to the tapless bathroom.
Because the house is sunk on the side, it just runs like that constantly.
Water. That's the heart of the problem. Mark says his house is sinking because the soil is constantly wet.
Water comes up to the top of the stair, right along the bottom of the timber. It fills up, runs that way, and it comes around to the corner here. It fills all this up and then runs down and it floods down underneath the house. All this is underwater.
The 54-year-old, diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, lives with his wife and daughter in Belmont North near Newcastle. And he's speaking to us because he says no one else will take him seriously.
How has council treated you?
Like I'm dirt. It was like it's an inconvenience for them to come out and have a look at the mistakes they've made.
The water comes down.
And that sediment sentiment is echoed by his neighbours.
You can see how far the ground it's dropped.
Ros has been living here in Woomera Avenue for 22 years.
When I first come here, I never had water under the house. Any up there, you can see where it's dropped.
The 74-year-old counts herself as lucky that she lives on top of the hill.
You can see where it flows.
At the bottom of the hill in Golding Avenue is Chris.
There's two easements over there, there's an easement there, but it just can't handle it.
Well, it can, as long as it goes straight through your house.
Well, that's right, yeah, exactly. Through our backyard, then out to there.
A few doors down, Stephen has the same water issues.
Yep, have to pump water out for a couple of hours sometimes. The piers are sinking in certain spots.
And aside from that sinking feeling, they all share something else in common. They blame this council stormwater pit for their problems.
Runs through my backyard, my neighbours, a lot of neighbours' yards, across into other neighbours' yards, into a creek.
All of the homes sit on a natural water course. They back onto a creek which joins the local wetlands. But residents claim the flow of water changed 15 years ago. It never used to go through their yards.
It wasn't like this in the first 10 years.
Stormwater was on the top of the hill and hooked up to a pit that went down to the bottom and transferred into another transfer pit down the bottom of the hill, and they moved it to there, and that's when the trouble started.
Lake Macquarie Council says it hasn't moved anything, but a few weeks ago it did try to fix the problem. It dug a trench, and all that did was convince the residents to head to war.
They come out, assess it, maybe mow, maybe clean around the drain, see on your merry way, and charge us over $2,000 a year in rates and collect that happily, no worries. But when it comes to get a bit of work done, we can't. Layer it with concrete, issue might be fixed.
Shouldn't council just build a big drain out the side?
That would be a great idea.
But these ratepayers can seemingly only hope the dark clouds stay away.
I don't know, I've had enough.
Mark, instead, looking to something he can control.
If I stop paying them...
Stop paying your rates?
Yeah, in
protest?
Protest, you know. I'm happy to pay the rates. Well, you know, if they do their job properly, and I'll pay.
And council says it'll be doing more, quote, minor improvements to drains on the street in the future. But when? That's anyone's guess. All I say is, looking at that, come on. I mean, these people need help and I reckon they deserve it.